Folkestone Auto Supply, located at 4439 2nd Street North in Folkestone, Georgia, is owned and operated by the Dasher family. They have everything you need, bumper to bumper, for domestic and foreign car parts. Big truck operators, they have you covered as well with belts, seals, hoses, welding supplies, and so much more. They even have lawnmower parts, blades, and accessories. Stop by today and see the whole crew. Miss Joe, Pam, Little Sammy, Stephen, Dylan, and Big Sammy himself. It's Folkestone Auto Supply.
Folkestone Pharmacy and Electronics, located at 3885 Main Street in the heart of downtown Folkestone. They're Folkestone's original hometown pharmacy with 49 years serving the community. They have everything you need, including household items, prescription medications, high-tech electronics, and much more. Their experienced and friendly staff in the pharmacy and electronics department are ready to serve you. Folkestone Pharmacy and Electronics is a proud sponsor of Charlton Sports. Go Indians!
Good afternoon and welcome back to the Coach Mac Show. I'm Adam Bell for Charlton Sportsnet along with head coach Rich McCord. Coach, we did that 6-hour road trip one way up to Commerce and it turned out like you planned it.
I tell you what, it turned out to be a great day for Charlton County football and just couldn't be more excited for the kids, excited for our school, and the band, the cheerleaders showed up in force, did a great job. And one thing about the last time we were up there, and it was held true this time, we got a chance to see a bunch of our old, our alumni, our former players who now live up there. Marquise Elmore was a parade All-American for us. Champ Bailey was there, parade All-American. Boss Bailey, Mark Smith, and even Chris Milton, who plays for the Indianapolis Colts. This is his open week, his bye week, and he flew into Atlanta and drove over to see the game. So it was great to see all those guys. It was great to have our players really just have an incredible football game to show those guys. And a lot of those guys told me after the game, he says, hey, I tell you, that's the Charlton County football that we remember, that we grew up playing, and it was good to see.
It was great. I thought the turning point in the game was the controversial call there with some member of the coaching staff. I thought the kids and the staff, I thought you guys really rallied around that, and I actually have that pulled up with the punt return fumble. Right after that, I thought that was really the turning point. We just really took over after that.
Well, really, I think that the kids feed off of what's going on in the field and the environment more than anything. Coaches are always coaching hard. It was simply the worst officiated playoff football game I've ever been associated with. During the playoffs, you usually get the top crews of associations. That obviously wasn't true this time. And like I said, it was the most poorly officiated playoff game I've ever been associated with, and in all my time coaching. But we overcame that, and we overcame Commerce, and we were able to prevail at the end. And it was just a great night for our guys. AJ had another really good night. Run the football. AJ, we ran him a little bit more than we have in the past. 14 carries for 111 yards and a touchdown. And throwing the ball, AJ had, he only missed one pass. It was 25 attempts, 24 completions. That's incredible. Incredible job by him for 264 yards and a touchdown. Saquon came up huge. Saquon's a sophomore, not a real big guy, tough kid. Really tough kid. Saquon had 11 catches for 128 yards. One catch off of tying our record, I believe, with Williams several years ago. But anyway, but he had 11. Justin Williams, I think, had 12 catches against Buford in the playoffs, and Saquon had 11 catches that night for 128 yards and a touchdown. And also, they really were working on Raekwon hard. Raekwon still come up with 3 catches for 23 yards. Run the ball. Raekwon had 15 carries for 72 yards and 3 touchdowns out of our power formation. So great job by Raekwon. And again, we just took our best players, AJ, Raekwon, Saquon, that offensive line. I tell you, our offensive line really played well. Patrick Milton, Aaron Brazil at center, and those guys, Tyler Cribb at right tackle, Kyrie Williams at left tackle, left guard, Grayson, Carter. All those 5 guys really had a great football game, and really proud of the job they did. It was just, and here's a stat for the defensive side of the ball. Now, a week ago against Montgomery, quite possibly the worst defensive performance we've had around here, and luckily we're still able to win. This game right here, our defense came to play, did a great job. Our defense, Commerce runs the football, and they ran it for 42 times and only got 174 yards out of 42 carries. And that was really just a fantastic job by our defense. And a lot of guys played really well on defense, but a guy that we really need to mention and talk about is Daniel Mack. Daniel Mack's a junior, big kid, number 14. Daniel had led our team in 8.5 tackles. And the position he was playing against that option attack was so important. He had to squeeze the C gap, take the fullback out, but yet on the inside veer and on the midline and on speed option, he had to take quarterback. And he made adjustments great. I think Coach Norris Woods did an outstanding job coaching him and prepared him the whole week long. Daniel really did a super job. It's one of the best football games he's ever played. And that whole defensive line, I thought, really played a great game. Lance Carter, Bryce Manning, and Eric Milton. Those 4 guys, I thought, had their best football game as a group that they've had all year long. So I tell you, it was one of those things where the kids were focused. The trip was perfect on the way up. And like how we do, we take school buses. We just look at it as a business trip. We, got on them in the morning at 8:45 and made that 6-hour trip up. And want to thank Telfair County High School for their hospitality. That was our first stop on the way up, a chance to get off the bus, use the restroom, walk around, and have a little bit of food there. And really appreciate Coach Burleson for that hospitality on that. But it was just a great trip. Our kids did a wonderful job. We took a great crowd. A lot of parents, saw a lot of parents there and a lot of other people. So the whole experience was really a great experience. I know our kids are fired up now to possibly take another step in the next round.
I know Friday night it seemed like everything came together. The offense, the defense played outstanding like you were just talking about. I mean, there were tackles for losses behind the line of scrimmage. That was great. Some sacks. We had special teams. We had the fumble recovery that we talked about just a little while ago with on the punt return. It was huge. Led directly to Raekwon going in right after that, and we took the lead and never looked back after that. Dive into some highlights real quick if you don't mind, Coach. This is the first one. This is the punt return we were just talking about. Can you see it, Coach?
Yeah, I can see it. Really good protection, on the rush right there, and just a great job hustling down the field and getting down that. A week before against Montgomery, we felt like we didn't do a very good job of punt coverage. Our punting was good, but our coverage wasn't the way it should have been. So it's something we really worked hard on this week, and we were able to be on the spot.
Yeah.
And the guy bobbled it, and we came up with it. But really good protection there by Benjamin Dale and Devin Chastain on that edge. You saw a guy coming hard off the edge, and that was huge right there for us to be able to protect that first of all.
This is the touchdown as a direct result of that punt, that muffed punt.
here we are in our power set. We call it Warrior. We have a bunch of offensive linemen out there, and of course, we have a couple different things we do and a couple different aiming points for Raekwon. And right here, we're just going to inside zone. Great job for the offensive line. You see the offensive line knocking their defense into the end zone, basically just creating a void in the middle for Raekwon just to take it right in. And Raekwon makes the offensive line right. Right there, we did have a missed guy, but again, Raekwon made him right, and that was a great touchdown for us. The extra point right after that was not good. It got blocked a little bit too slow on the snap, the hold, the kick. Everything was just too slow. But to get the 6 on the board was really good, and then to go from there.
This next one sets up another rushing touchdown, but Bell, deep pass from AJ to Saquon to get down close.
Just another great job by AJ avoiding the pressure and keeping his eyes downfield. Again, that's a big difference in AJ this year and last. Last year, he would have a little bit too much focus on what's going on immediately in front of him, the rush. And this year, he's able to have his eyes more downfield, and he's finding that sort of stuff. And that's sort of the scramble drill right there, where Saquon would break off the route, bring it back to get back in front of AJ for a chance to get this ball. This thing was huge. Just a great pass, got us right down the goal line, and then we're able to punch it in from there.
Here's the result of that pass play with that offensive line doing it again, Coach.
Again, back in our Warrior set, just Saquon just finding where they're not, and right here it's off tackle sweep, and great job blocking here by AJ at receiver, but also great job by Eric Milton on the edge. You see Eric right there just locked up, keeps pushing the guy out. Great job. So again, this formation right here, very unpredictable where we're going to go. Again, we can hit it inside, anywhere inside, take it outside, and also throw the ball, which we'll do to AJ anytime we feel like that's there.
All right. This next one looks like a deja vu. Another Raekwon run. Raekwon needs to take them boys out to steak dinner, doesn't he?
Yeah, I tell you, they complement each other very well. With Raekwon's athleticism and his vision, and the offensive line just understanding what they need to do right here, coming off the football, able to just go right on in the end zone there, no problem, and go for 2. I think we might have missed this 2-point conversion after that touchdown, but we made them after that, and then we were able to get back on track to where we can go back to kicking extra points. But I tell you, after those 2 scores, it seemed like we just kept rolling right along there. Everything was going our way.
There it is one more time. This one is Bell to Snowden, I believe. No, this is the one he ran in on 4th down.
Yeah, again, 4th down, AJ knew he couldn't take a sack. He's got to get rid of the ball, or he's got to take it wherever they're not. And right here, really good protection. You can see Kyrie Williams having a really much better game with that defensive end, and offensive line's able to push everybody past AJ. AJ steps up in the pocket, and they're in man coverage right here, which means all the secondary guys just took off, and AJ just sees nothing but green grass and takes it in the end zone. Great job by AJ. Great job by the offensive line.
How frustrating is that from a defensive standpoint, when you've had 1st and goal inside the 10, you back them up to beyond the 20, and 4th down they run it in? That's got to be so frustrating.
Well, having a running quarterback is a whole nother dynamic that a defense has to take into account. In high school football, you really want a good athlete at quarterback. You want a guy that's able to create on his own, and it just creates a whole nother dynamic for the defense to prepare for. And that's been a big key this year. And we saw that last spring when we played Camden County, when AJ, we told AJ, said, listen, another whole nother component to this offense is you running the football. And he understood that, and we saw it back in spring versus Camden County. This is going to be a big part of our offense is him running the football. So it's paid off to this point. It's a big one of the few reasons that we're lot better this
We're
year.
hoping to have a whole lot more highlights for the
Yeah.
season's out.
That's right.
Here's the next one. I thought this play was just beautiful. I know you spent most of the night setting this up. This fake screen to Brantley Sloan was, I mean, it was a thing of beauty.
Well, we're working off their coverage, taking what they give us, and right here they're giving us, softer coverage, and we're right here, it's press, but we're still going to run spot, even in press, feeling like we can block it. But again, this is an option off that is to fake that and run the go, and it was just, like you said, it was set up perfect for us. They bid on it hard, and then throw it over the top behind the coverage, and it's just one of those things. It's part of what we do, and it's just part of the package and the progression of the offense.
I was watching it. I was going to let it run one more time. I'm watching these two defenders, and they both bit on Saquon. I mean, they made a beeline for him.
Yeah, but great job by AJ on the pump fake. Great job by Saquon and setting up for it. And now, even on that, if they don't bite, we can repump, reset, and throw it out to Saquon. We've done that on this, but again, that worked exactly the way we wanted it to work, and was real excited how that turned out.
Got some defensive highlights as well. We
Oh,
had some big plays from our defense Friday, so I wanted to get those in. This one was Saquon Clark had a huge night Friday. Here's one of the plays he made, knocking down a long pass.
Yeah, in the Saquon, he was in what you might call the zone or whatever. I think they tried to throw the ball seven times for one completion but 0 yards. And Saquon just had a great night, playing defensive back, and good pressure right there by Eric Milton, a junior. And Saquon's a guy, he's not very tall, not very big, but I tell him all the time, I say, the good Lord's in charge of your height. Now you can do something about the rest of it, and that's weight room and nutrition and that sort of thing. And so, we're hoping we're going to get him big and thick and be a strong guy. Maybe next year he'll look just like Raekwon. He'll about 10, 15 more pounds of muscle on him. But again, just a super job by Saquon Clark. Just outstanding night all the way around.
This next one is a sack, I believe, by Mack and Manning.
Those guys are going to come off the football irregardless whether it's run or pass, and they're not a team that throws the ball. That's just not what they do, is throw the football. So we knew that we can get them throwing the football. We've taken them out of what they really want to do. Our guys really played really disciplined on defense, to where you could see you got number 7 Sean Bolden right here, who we thought had a really good game. Did a really nice job all night long. Sean's run responsibility is pitch contained, but he did a great job of eye discipline, looking at the end man in the line of scrimmage, to where he reads pass. Right now, he's dropping hard in the flats, and just a great job by Sean. Not always do you need to look at tackles to see if somebody had a great game. You just look at the way they played and if they're where they're supposed to be. And I thought Sean might have had as good a game as he's had all year long, just being where he was supposed to be and doing his job. And like I said, it may not have come up in the stats so much, but the coaches noticed, the team noticed, and
keep that going.
And that's really that happens. So, the thing about this game in football is, you see it live and you think things are one way, but then you have the chance to look at film and study the film, and then you find out it's really the other way. And when the coaches got together, we said, hey, Sean really had a solid football game. He did exactly what we needed him to do, and that was a big key for our success, having guys like Sean doing their job.
All right. You get back on the offensive side of the ball. This one is the short touchdown from Bell to Saquon.
Just a great job of again, we run so many different combinations of routes, just dig, shallows, and benches and smash routes, all that sort of stuff. It's really, if you look at it and break it down, it looks really complicated, but the kids really understand the whole concept of these multiple routes. And that right there is a great catch by Saquon. But let me tell you about the pass. When you throw the ball in the end zone, you want to throw it low. You don't want a ball that's high that can come off your chest or come off your helmet or hands and be sitting in the air in the end zone for it to be picked off. Those in the end zone need to be hard and low in there, right in the strike zone where the guy can go down, because you don't need to run after the catch. So right here, this throw by AJ is a perfect throw into the end zone, hard and low, where only one guy's going to come up with it, and it was Saquon, and what a great job by him. And you can see offensive line solid, doing a great job there, and we're up 28-7 before that happens, and I think that really put it away right there.
All right. This last one was this is a touchdown run by Michael Elliott, but it was set up by two nice runs by Eric Daniels.
It was. And now Eric Daniels is not real healthy right now, and it's kind of I think he's a lot better this week already than he's been the last couple of weeks. Last couple of weeks he was really been banged up and had some injury problems, but at the end of the game we're needing to take time off the clock a little bit. So I just turned to him and I said, "You feel like you have a few runs in you?" And he perked up like he didn't think he was going to get to play much. He played some defense, but he didn't think he was going to get to play any offense. So he went out there and just weaved his way through our offensive line and really did a great job knocking them off the ball. And two really solid runs, by Eric Daniels. 3 runs actually for 34 yards and 3 carries, 10 yards a carry. And then I thought, well, we got exactly what we wanted from him, so we got him out and we stick Michael Elliott in there, and of course he just takes it to the end zone and that. But that really was that was set up by Eric Daniels and the offensive line, kind of softening up the defense, getting down there so Michael Elliott could take it on in.
I know Michael enjoyed that one, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. That was just you feel like you've got the game under control, and then you're able to punch one more in. Just that feels really good to know that you put this thing away.
All right. Coach, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll dive into this Friday's opponent, Thanksgiving weekend, ECI.
That'd be great.
We'll be right back.
Since 2009, Southeastern Automotive Group has been buying for and selling to most of the franchise dealerships in the area. What if you were able to bypass the big dealerships with the big markups? Buy direct from the supplier. Save thousands of dollars on your next vehicle purchase. Have a trade-in? No problem. With used vehicles in such high demand, Southeastern Automotive Group has dealers ready to buy your trade. If Southeastern Automotive Group doesn't have the perfect vehicle for you, using their vehicle locator program, they will have it shipped in without any hassle or haggling you hate. With over hundreds of thousands of cars available at auctions across the nation, your next vehicle purchase is just a click away.
Okefenokee Rural Electric Membership Corporation has been providing quality electric service at a competitive price to residential, commercial, and industrial customers in southeast Georgia and northeast Florida since 1939. For tips and advice on how to save electricity and stretch your energy dollars, call 1-800-262-5131 and speak to your marketing representative. We are a cooperative owned by those we serve.
Hey Indian fans, did you know you're eligible to join United First Federal Credit Union? We are your hometown financial institution offering services such as online banking, mobile deposit, free checking, and much more. And if you're in the market to purchase a vehicle, our auto loan rates start as low as 2.49%. We are conveniently located at 3773 2nd Street in Folkestone. Rates and terms subject to conditions, federally insured by NCUA and an equal housing lender.
ESP Specialist in Fabrication is located at 169 Little Phoebe Church Road in Folkestone, Georgia. President Mark Pickering and his employees utilize the latest technology with a skilled workforce to supply customers with the best custom fabrication possible. Serving clients at home and abroad makes ESP a premier employer in Charlton County. For all your specialty and fabrication needs, contact ESP at 912-496-2583 today. They're also on Facebook at ESP Specialist Fabrication. ESP is a proud sponsor of Charlton Sportsnet.
Folkestone Auto Supply, located at 4439 2nd Street North in Folkestone, Georgia, is owned and operated by the Dasher family. They have everything you need, bumper to bumper, for domestic and foreign car parts. Big truck operators, they have you covered as well with belts, seals, hoses, welding supplies, and so much more. They even have lawnmower parts, blades, and accessories. Stop by today and see the whole crew. Miss Joe, Pam, Little Sammy, Stephen, Dylan, and Big Sammy himself. It's Folkestone Auto Supply. All right, welcome back to the Coach Mack Show. Part 2 playoff week. Thanksgiving football's back in Charlton County, Coach.
It's a special week to be playing football. In the past years when we were making all those runs, it was a given. Thanksgiving week is going to be football week around here, and I think the kids really enjoy it. I know the coaches enjoy it. We don't have to worry about school. We just come out, we have good practice, we have film, able to give the kids some food. And Judy Ray and Miss Layden came up with some hot dogs and cupcakes today and chips and so forth. And tomorrow, Wednesday, we're going to feed the kids Thanksgiving dinner at the United Methodist Church. The Sunday school class, Katie Ruth Hewling and Benji Hewling are going to head that up. So we're excited about the things people are doing. And again, we kind of put it out to the community that we wanted to feed the kids this week because so many of our kids are used to getting breakfast, lunch at school. And then also after weight room, we give them a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and something to drink. Well, we don't have that this week, so I wanted to make sure we got the kids something each week. So if anybody wants to make any donation, just all you got to do is go by Brian Hewling's office, State Farm Insurance, and you can give them a tax-deductible check or cash, whatever you want, and that can go to help feeding the team. Because Friday on game day, we're going to need to feed them on the way up, pre-game meal, and then we're going to need to feed them again after the game. You just don't take a bunch of kids off and not feed them all day long. You gotta take care of them, and not only that, you need to get drinks for them and so forth. So there's a lot goes into this. So if anybody out there would like to help in what we're trying to do for these kids, please go by, and if Brian's not there, see Marcy and Turner, and she'll take care of it. And like I said, you can give them a tax-deductible check, a donation to the quarterback club. We really greatly appreciate it. Help offset the cost of food for this week. And then if next week, if we're able to stay in the playoffs next week, we'll be doing some more of this again the following week. So we can really need the help. But ECI, Emmanuel County Institute, up in Twin Cities, that's just outside Statesboro, Swainsboro, Georgia, not Statesboro, outside Swainsboro, Georgia, just to the east there. Great traditional football team, always in the playoffs. Have won single-A state championships before. Just extremely well coached. When we get there, we've never played these guys before, but we've seen a lot of them over the years because we've both been in the playoffs at the same time. Got film on them with the anticipation of us maybe playing them. Either us or them would be knocked out, so it never came to where we played them. But this year, it matched up for us to go there, and I understand they have a great atmosphere, a lot of enthusiasm. They're kind of like us, small town, and a lot of people really involved in that program. Their football team, offensively, they're a wing T football team who will throw the ball some now. They're not shy about it. They've got a quarterback that's a nice athlete, will get out, run the waggle, run the floods, and get the ball down the field. But basically, they're going to hang their hat on, run the power out of the wing T set, run the power, run the down, and run the buck sweep, those traditional plays that you're going to see. And then they're going to run the inside reverse. We saw a little bit of the inside reverse this week. We struggled with it, and to be honest with you, we didn't really prepare for it because we didn't see it a lot from Commerce. It wasn't one of their top half dozen plays. You can't really prepare for everything. You got to focus in on their top stuff. I mean, if you don't stop that, then there's no reason to worry about anything else. And so the Commerce was all about preparing for the triple option and stopping the three phases of the triple option, the different styles, whether it's midline, inside veer, or outside veer, or speed option, 4 different kinds of option. That's what we prepared for mostly. So the inside reverse did get us, but this week we're working hard on the inside reverse, with the cross keys and that sort of thing by the outside linebackers. But again, we got to stop power. We got to stop buck sweep and the down play with the fullback and so forth. And then also, like I said, for a wing T team, they will throw the football a little bit more than other wing T football teams. Offensively, nice size, big tall kids, big strong kids. Receiver, they got running back who's 6'4", just a big guy. So it's going to be. You look at our offense. I mean, our football team in general, other than maybe 22 and 18, we're pretty much a short football team. Defensively, we're all about the same height. All about 5'9" out there, and so we're going to be going against a much bigger football team. We got to play low, we got to play fast, and just keep grinding, playing hard on the defensive side of the football. As far as their defense goes, it's a defense that also has tremendous size everywhere. Tall DVs, big linebackers, big D linemen, a very strong-looking football team. They remind us a lot of Irwin County, not just in scheme almost to the T like Irwin County, but also in the type of athletes they have, big, strong, run well type of kids. So it's going to be a tough football game. We're in the Elite Eight. All the bad teams are gone. There's nothing but good teams left. Like I told the players, I said, we're going to prepare to win. We're going to play to win, and then when it's over, when this game's over, we'll just move on with the result of it. And you get to this point, it's these are tough games to win. I don't know if everybody understands when you get to the playoffs, everything changes. The feel of the game, the speed of the game, the intensity of the game. You get some really good coaching going on. Everybody's prepared for you. You're not going to trick people. You're not going to face somebody who's not prepared. So it's a lot different. These games are very, very tough to win, football games. And I told our team, I said, we're so proud of them and so excited for them to have this kind of season, 9-2 after coming off a 3-6 season. We're still going to expect to win. We're still going to prepare to win. We're going to play to win. But understand that these things are tough. These things are tough, and it's only going to get tougher. But I'm excited to see our kids get back on the field. I know they're excited to get right back out there and keep playing, and excited to play against a very, very well-coached, a very tough opponent in ECI. This is going to be a tough football game. It's going to be right there at the level of Irwin County, Clinch County. That's where this thing's going to be. So we're going to play a team that's on paper probably better than we are. We only have one common opponent, and that's Montgomery. They blew them out. Of course, Montgomery, we were lucky to get away with that win. But they play them in region play, and they blew Montgomery out, had no trouble with Montgomery. So if you look at that could indicate it's going to be a tough football game. But we're excited to get back on the field and play another one and just to see what happened. I mean, going to Commerce, we had no idea how this thing's going to turn out. And the kids played hard, and it worked out for us, and I know our kids will give a great effort. That's two words that we've really hung our hat on this year, is great effort. I told our kids, if you give a great effort in the classroom, everything will be fine. Great effort in practice, in games, everything will be fine. And another thing we talked to our kids about, and I got this from John Peacock, a legendary coach up in Dodge County, a good friend of mine. He always used a quote, is all we want is all you got. And I think that's a great quote, especially for this time of the year. All we want is all you got. And as coaches, that's really all you can expect. You can't expect them to be something they're not. And we can't go up there and do things that we're not. We're who we are. We do what we do. And that's simply what you're going to see from us. It's too late in the year to be changing a whole bunch or doing anything different. I don't expect ECI to change anything. We're not going to change anything. We're going to line it up and play tackle football and see how this thing works out.
I know you and I, we've used some track analogies this season. Some fans got a kick out of that, and I know I enjoy it. We've had a track meet slugfest. We had a sprint track meet here a couple of weeks ago. What are you looking at Friday night with this one?
Well, they're a big, strong physical football team, and they've always been a physical football team, all the way back from the time we were looking at these guys back in the early 2000s, thinking we could play them in the playoffs, and you know, they're big, strong, run very well, big, tall receivers. They do real well in track. You'll see them at track meets, and very good track program. And that's the key. If you want to know how your football team is, look at the track program, and that kind of goes together with it. It's just they're a very, very well coached football team. Don't make any mistakes. You don't see interceptions. You don't see fumbles. You don't see a lot of bad plays. You see physical defense. You see very physical on the offensive side of the football. So that's really what you get. What you see is what you get. It's not going to be a lot different stuff. Like during the regular season, especially early, you may play somebody and you're going to get some stuff you didn't see on film because they're still trying to figure out who they are, what they do well. So you'll see some changing. You get the playoffs, you don't see a lot of changing going on. You just kind of like dance with what brought you, kind of thing. And so you're not going to see anything different than from us or ECI. I hope it's a good football game. I hope it's one of those games where we can compete all the way to the end. I think it is. I know our kids are excited. I know they're confident. Why not be? There's only 8 of you left. Why not be confident, and we're excited to be here. Again, talking over the off season and talking early in the year, if you'd have sit here and told us in August that, hey, listen, you're going to be in the state quarterfinals being 9-2, I'd have been surprised, very surprised actually. But our kids have put the work in, our coaches have put the work in, and I think it's all come together for us having a great year. No matter what happens Friday, no matter what happened last Friday, I'm extremely proud of these guys. I'm proud of these coaches, and I'm proud of these kids and these players. I mean, just what a great run. And like I told them, I said, you got a lot to be proud of. I said, this community has really come together in support of the things you're doing. But, before we get done, I'd just like to mention last Friday night, our band, just Mr. Kurt Hurst, just what a great job he does. They were up there. The whole second half, you heard them playing. I mean, it was they were in playoff mode. What a great year they've had with their band competitions. Long trip for the band to take. They put out a lot of money. They had to get charter buses. They had to feed their kids just like we do. And really, really proud of those kids and really appreciate it. Our football team really appreciates them a lot for being there. I know I heard one person say, I'm surprised the band is here because of the distance. And I said, no, you don't understand. This is Charlton County. Football, band, cheerleaders, it don't matter. We're all just Charlton County. We're playing. We're going to be there. All of us are going to be there. And so I'm really just excited and thankful for what they did for us Friday night. The cheerleaders, what an awesome job they do. I know they were in here the night before the game, putting stuff in the players' lockers. I know the kids really appreciate that. Shannon Murray, the job that she does with the cheerleaders, and Miss O'Quinn, Megan O'Quinn, just a great job that they do with them. And we just look forward to all of us, the fans, the parents, you guys, and the band, the cheerleaders, everybody showing up in Twin City at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock kickoff. 7 o'clock kickoff Friday night, not 7:30, 7 o'clock. And us making another run at trying to play one more game, one more week.
One more game, Coach, one more game. I know I pull my hair out sometimes with this stuff, but we do enjoy it. We have a good time. And while we're handing out the accolades, I want to thank you for being there for these boys, particularly my son, obviously. But the job you guys and the staff does with these boys, especially after last year's season, to rebound like we've done. You guys have brought these guys into the playoffs now. We're getting to the third round. We're in the Sweet 16.
No, Elite
2
Eight.
games from the Dome.
8, the Elite 8.
Yep, you're right. Yep.
Just it is really, it's just an incredible position to be in. You look at the playoffs, 3 nationally ranked Georgia football teams, Cartersville, Lowndes, and Grayson, nationally ranked, almost shoe-ins to win their classification, all got knocked off last week. So anything can happen in the playoffs. In 2013, it's kind of the same situation. Go to Commerce, win a big game, and just keep on rolling. Next thing you know, you find yourself in Atlanta playing for a state championship. I'm not saying this team is going to do that. I didn't know that team was going to be able to achieve that, but it's a great feeling to see our kids prepare and to develop and come together as a team. I think this group right here is close, they're tight, and a lot of it starts with our senior leadership. Our seniors, that group right there has really done a great job pulling everybody else together. I know they've gotten the respect of our coaches, and they've gotten the respect of the underclassmen, and really set an example for next year's senior class, how to be, how to act, and how to lead. So, I think you really got to take your hats off to our seniors this year. And the job they did in the winter workouts, that's where, to me, it really started, was last January. This thing all started, I think, in the weight room with a commitment to us having a great 16-week off season, and then a great summer, a spring ball, summer, and preseason, and on getting better each and every week.
Coach, let's get 2 more Fridays and a Saturday in. We'll be doing good. We're
Just
thankful for everything we've gotten already.
the things I told the kids today, I said, let's just win Tuesday. Let's win Tuesday. Let's win today. And then tomorrow we're going to try to win Wednesday, and on like that. And then we're going to worry about Friday when Friday gets here, and we're going to worry about the game at 7 o'clock. We're going to play the football game.
Yeah.
We're going to play it hard, and then afterwards we'll come together and shake hands with our opponents. We're going to ask them to pray with us, and we're going to come together and hug on each other. And either we're going to get ready to go play another football game, or we're going to come back and get ready for next year.
Coach, I wanted to throw up our itinerary for, if you don't mind. So our fans, game time's changed. It's not normally 7:30. Friday night's been moved up to 7 o'clock.
That's right.
And I think some fans are there. You see the itinerary there. We're planning on leaving the field house at noon.
Yep.
Here to head up, and I believe the fans are organizing a sidewalk rally outside the stadium for the guys as they leave on the buses.
Well, I know the kids appreciate that. It's these are memories that these kids are creating right now. They're going to remember a lot of this year. They're going to remember what it felt like the whole day going to Commerce and being together the whole day, eating and together, being on the bus all the way up, all the way back, and being able to play in a game like the Commerce game. And then all these things are going to be memories, and that's what I tell these kids. That's why you need to play more sports. That's why you need your memories don't need to be one sport, one thing. When you get older, and they're all going to get older, I tell them all the time. I said, when you look back, what you're going to cherish is memories like these. You're going to look back. You're not going to remember how hot practice was so much. You're not going to remember how hard weightlifting was. You're going to remember things like the Commerce game and how good it felt, and how good it felt going somewhere like Turner County and just playing great football, the whole game and stuff like that. So again, every day we're just still building memories for these kids to take for their lifetime. And if we can get something going Friday when we pull out, and there's people out there and just out there and just showing how much they appreciate what these kids have done and so forth. I know that would be a great memory for them, and they'd really appreciate that.
All right. Anything else you want to hit on, Coach?
I think that's it.
All right. We'll see you. Happy Thanksgiving, by the way.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
I believe we're going to see you Thanksgiving, right?
Thanksgiving practice, 9 o'clock. If you ain't doing anything Thanksgiving morning, I'll tell you, it's a lot of fun. It's a walkthrough. It's just light practice day before a game, but it's Thanksgiving morning at 9 o'clock out here on the game field. If you ain't doing anything, come out and sit in the bleachers and watch a little practice. And tomorrow, Wednesday, we're going to practice at 10 o'clock, and of course all our practices are open to the community, and welcome to come out and watch the kids run around and prepare and get better every day.
All right. We'll see everybody Friday, 7 o'clock at ECI. Be there early, guys. Get a good seat. Bring lawn chairs. Let's pack the place. Coach, happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you Friday.
Thank you very much.